hijackers, those who captured your Nigeria for themselves. People who are supposed to protect them are those who are now attacking them. Atiku will sell Nigeria to his pals. That was what Tinubu said after this video.
Yes. I invited some oil chief executives, multinational, and asked for their advice. How do we raise, cash for the government? I said, look, Mr. Vice President, even if you sell at that time, not today, if you sell maybe even about 10% stake of NNPC to the international community, you are going to get maybe about 35, 40 billion US dollars. And with that money, you can build all the roads, all the railway stations, all the ports, all your infrastructure that you needed to do. And you would have also increased the efficiency and integrity of the oil company. And I, of course, made that proposal, to the president then. And then, of course, that was not, accepted. So I believe, just like the Saudi Aramco has done and raised so much money for Saudi Arabia, which they are using to invest in their 2030 program, that is the kind of thing that I expected to see unveiled. But that's not what we are seeing. We are seeing a very secretive transaction being conducted by the government, and I don't see any element of transparency there. We have seen the transparency that accompanied the Saudi Aramco partial privatization, and we have seen how much money was raised and so on and so forth. We are yet to see, our own. Maybe we haven't got to that stage, I don't know. Yes.
That's why he said, again, it is not to say that Atiku won't sell this to his friends. But you see the man that told all of you this.
Atiku cannot do it. Atiku cannot do it.
No, he cannot.
He doesn't want to do the brave and hard work required to build a better nation. Instead, he would rather sell your birthright to the highest bidder and his cronies and run off with the proceeds. He cares little that his policies Atiku cannot do.
He called Peter Obi warehouse economist. Atiku cannot do it. Atiku cannot do it. Me, I can do it. And within a year,
Wàhálà wo la kọ̀ báyìí? 2,200 naira ráìsì. Irú wàhálà wo la kọ̀ báyìí? Kí ni ìjọba ìwà ń sọ fún wa báyìí wọ̀ ló máa ṣàánú wa? 2,200 naira ráìsì. Ṣáàní jẹun Nàìjíríà mọ́ ni. Èwo ni ìjọba bàbá yìí ń ṣe fún wa yọ ló máa ṣàánú wa? Ọ̀gá please now. Irú wàhálà wo lélẹ̀? Ìjọba bàbá Tinubu, ìjọba tí ó dára bá bẹ bàbá Tinubu yẹn ṣàánú wa. Wọ́n mi wá jọ 2,200 naira ráìsì. 2,000 ló wà lọ́wọ́ mi táwọn ọmọ mi fẹ́ fi jẹun lálẹ́ yẹn.
in 1 year, I will still get 7 years to go. 7 years. That one gonna sound like cost now. I've had people who are like, I want local. If you now tell them, this is Mayegun, I'm on this country, Baba, Tinubu disappoint us. So I say, hey, how? What do you mean? Baba, go easy, man, this Baba disappointed. I said, oh, so you were expecting something from him before? And now you know that we thought that all he did in Lagos, he will come and do it. But we don't know that this is how it's going to be. I said, oh, really? What did he do in Lagos? Please. Oh, Mayegun, all this. He gave Lagos Fashola. You know Fashola now, like Fashola everywhere in Lagos, everywhere clean. And he has brain to appoint people, to discover talent. I said, okay, Papa, you still haven't really told me exactly what you were expecting. Because the way I am seeing this, say still get another 7 years to go. Hang on. I think I need to rephrase that. But this actually happened. I had this friend. I can't say friend, but you know me. I kind of consider anyone that I've managed to reach out to, or I'm reaching out to as a friend, because that's what friends do, right? So during their madness, then this individual will send me a message. Mayegun gba for guy, you will Mayegun will gba for guy. Jagaban of Africa. How you want to do am? Who want defeat am? Nobody defeat am. I said, but are you sure that you are tired of what Bokwari did? Well, Baba, I dey watch your program all the time. I just there, you just I just dey watch you just dey waste your time. Now we dey here. Now we did this place. I did Nigeria. I dey tell you, Jagaban, nobody of Africa. Yoruba no come. The reason why Nigeria is like this is because Buhari did not listen to Tinubu. Tinubu was advising him, but Bokwari no dey listen. Mayegun, you are supposed to know. Jagaban of Africa. Okay. Number one, I stopped having to fund his foolishness. He's probably watching me, or maybe he's not. Because things changed in the last 1 year. And it changed for a lot of people. Right? Then fast forward to after 1 year. Now we are now having a chat. This man, how far you go? Say, but I thought Bokwari no dey listen to him. Now that he's there now and he has eyes for talent, so you kind of feel like I'm mocking him. And I have the right to, to have my time. It's like I told you so kind of a thing, right? He's watching. I think I've seen him. Oh, Benny, don't worry. Your name is safe. It doesn't matter because you're probably of no use to anybody. You're not of no use to yourself. You are of no use to yourself. So there's no point, even if I tell them your names, you are of no use. Right? So these days, once in a while, it will send me message. My even long time, I'm just checking on you. I was like, Baba, everything there. We just day here. I know if I mistakenly reply. So now it's like, you are right. Mayegun. When this man, he fuck up. I say, how? What do you mean? What do you mean? It's like, because right now I think it is too early for something that is still going to last you 8 years. So the point here is this. This my pal. The last time I said, about you better no complain. Something will be saying now for 8 years. The man go crazy with me. He said I was cursing him. Is it because you are in the UK? GB life is okay for all of you, dear. How can you be cursing us? It's not good. Mayegun, I was like, no. So what are you trying to say? You don't want it for 8 years anymore? Oh, now God go punish him. Now God go destroy him. So you better be careful of what you are now praying for. If anything happen to Kolu, shitty man is waiting. Ìbẹ̀lẹ̀ tí máa wá mọ̀ yìí pé Kaki no be leather. File and Fali, they may sound similar. Paper ni file. Ekiti ni Fali. I'm just saying, file àti Fali, Kaki and leather. Ìyàtọ̀ wà ló méjèèjì. So you've got 8 years and stop telling me to stop cursing you. Mayego, are you cursing us? No. Your actions and inactions are the cause or the causes that you all have to deal with. You have a terrorist on TikTok. They are doing live streaming. And the supposed security agents in Nigeria can track them. Of course they can track them. They just won't. Here is their military spokesperson. Saying something in that regard.
I totally agree that this group have been proscribed. I totally agree that this group are likened to a terrorist group. And I totally agree that this group should be treated as such for what they are. Just about a week ago, they killed security forces. Unprovoked attacks. We will not accept this. We will not accept this. And believe me, we are doing something about it. Next, I'll talk about farmlands. Some time back, I believe in April or thereabout, I did make mention that we have rejigged our operations to be able to accommodate us providing protection for farmers in the farmland. The timing was at the offset of the rainy season, such that, as we know, we are faced with the issue of food in the country. And what better way to begin to address that issue than to make it possible for our farmers to go to the farms. So we provide protection for them to be able to go to the farm and farm. And this is so that when the time comes, we will have a bumper harvest and it will address the food issues that we are faced with in the country today. We have this going on in several of our theaters of operation, particularly, I must stress, in the northern part of the country, because that is where we have been faced with these challenges mostly. Now, sadly, the people of Gobir lost a traditional ruler to a very vicious and brutal group, terrorist group. We consider this a tragedy, and our heart goes out to the people of Gobir. For us as a force, we remain determined to continue to destroy and defeat the terrorists and neutralize their terror infrastructure, diminish their military capabilities, their administrative and logistic capabilities. We have seen also the videos on social media where the people have gone into the forest that they are going to recover persons that were abducted. From inquiries that I've made on the ground, I have not gotten any positive feedback that indeed persons totally 150 were abducted. I have not received any feedback on that. But what I will say is this: winning the war against this kind of groups that we're faced with, these terrorist groups that we're faced with, is not just for the military, our equipment, or even finances. It largely depends on the people. If the people of this country say today, no more terrorism, believe me, there will be no more terrorism. When I watched that video, I was moved. And I wish all Nigerians would be moved to taking the bull by the horn as we go against this terrorist. How many are they compared to us? If it's bullets that they have, how many do they have compared to what we have? I repeat it again. Winning this war is not just about the military, our equipment, or finances. It largely depends on the people. Thank you. Oh, lastly,
nuisance lélẹ́yìí nuisance.
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmọ ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
He said, if the people say it today, that no more terrorism will end. Oh yeah. Yeah, just so there. That's a soldier, Nigerian soldier. That is in front of you like is one clown acting Lere Paimo Lere Paimo said new movie called Awada Keri Keri. That's the person speaking for the Nigerian army. If the people says today, no more terrorism will end. So let's say it then. I mean, if it is that simple, now let's say, oh yeah, no more terrorism. But if a group of you go out there and say, no more terrorism, they go send their repentant Boko Haram after you in uniform. They go say you want to overthrow government. Aye. You want to overthrow government. Do you not know that if you come together and say no to terrorism, no more terrorism, that is like you are saying Tinubu is not working and that is an attempt to overthrow government. Shoot! Baba man involve everybody, you know. But they will never finish. How did they run out? I'll let him finish just for the record, okay? He said, secondly, or lastly,
Northwest and the North Central. particularly in the Niger Delta area, we have increased intensity because we want to meet up with the crude oil production target for the nation. Now, who are we fighting? We are fighting an enemy that has taken up different forms in different parts of the country. But this enemy for us is one and the same, the terrorist. You may want to see that some people, when they are talking, they'll say bandits. Some people will say headers. Some people will give other kinds of names. Take it from me, they are all terrorists, because what they do is carry out acts of terror against our citizens and against our nation. Now, if they be terrorists, then we, as the military, will bring overwhelming military force upon them to destroy them, take out their leadership, their commanders, their foot soldiers, and indeed annihilate them from the surface of the earth. I will take a look at what you have mentioned about some of them brandishing loots recovered from whatever way they got it, mostly thought to be ransom that have been paid. And I will say to that winning this war without the support of the people is close to impossible. These persons that we have seen on social media brandishing their loot, I would say belong in two categories. First is they are not ghosts. They have proven to us that they are not ghosts. So they come from a family, they come from a home, they come from a community, they come from a state. They have brothers, they have sisters. People know them. Those who know them, what are they doing to assisting security forces to get to them? We as a force, we're not spirits. I have said it severally that you see something, you say something. And I even modified it. I said that more people know than those who see. So if you know something, you say something, and we will do something about it. That is what I have to say. We need to get to those people, and people know them. So they should tell us something, so we can get to them. Now, the other aspect is that, have you watched some of those videos? And if you watch them closely, you will see that some of those persons are not Nigerians. So what does that tell us? It tells us that we are dealing with transnational jihadists. And this takes us to why we have the multinational joint task force that we have in N'Djamena. But now we can see that they are coming at us towards the Sokoto axis. Because they come in, we go after them, and they run out. What I'll say to that is that we have operational flexibility. We have noted it, and we have operational flexibility. And that is the ability for us to direct our forces to meet our strategic objectives. And that is exactly the adjustments that we're making in our operations in order to address that situation. Did I miss a question? Northwest.
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmọ ẹ̀yin.
Olori Bruku said, did I miss a question? I know that a lot of you who were watching there felt like, Mayegun, I bet come out this guy, come out this guy. No, I shouldn't come out the guy. You needed to listen to those of you who are talking about Nigerian army, Nigerian army. You need to see these characters who are the Nigerian army. They are propagandists too, no doubt. But the way they said the people knows. On the one hand, he said, once we identify you as terrorists, we will bring the mighty on you. Then he went on to say,